It's delivery day at the Dakota Fresh Food Hub. And while this locally raised meat and produce mostly is headed for restaurants, it can be ordered for your kitchen too.
We want the community to understand that they too can support local growers. They can have high quality food, and it's not hard to get it.
You can order locally grown food the same way restaurant owners like Vanguard Hospitality do. It's as simple as creating a free account at the Dakota Fresh Food Hub's website, which will email you weekly with what's available to order.
So it's very easy. It's like ordering groceries online anywhere else.
You'll then schedule a time to pick up your order from a participating area store.
We have 19 producers, so we are a full online marketplace. So we have so many people that we can check in on to get extra items. We have availability. It's all in one place.
One of the newest options is Lindy Land and Livestock, which sells natural pork raised on pasture near Alcester.
I like to kind of say they're seasoned with sunshine and clean air. It's just a great quality product. We have sold a few holiday hams. Some of these members, they are going to have kickoff to the holiday season with that.
Svek Farms near Esteline has sold its grass-fed beef and lamb through the food hub for nearly 3 years.
I feel like we have really good relationships around Sioux Falls for our products, and I think it's really a relationship-based kind of business where the restaurants that we work with, the chefs, our sales manager, our producers, it's kind of a personal touch where they're going out of their way to come and buy the products that we offer because of the high quality that we have.
Whether the food ends up in your kitchen or a restaurant kitchen, the Vanguard team says you'll notice the difference.
We have better yield with those products. Quality overall is very consistent. And then just the flavor, we try most everything we get in, try side by side with the things we order off the big truck, and there is a significant difference.
It's really picked from the fields, boxed and given to us. We don't have to wait, it doesn't sit. So the freshness and quality and the flavor that's usually there is amazing for us. And from the guest perspectives, they are able to taste and notice.
At Minervas, chefs and guests are loving the locally grown romaine greens, potatoes, tomatoes, and butternut squash.
Weekly, I try and go through the list they send me and pick items off of it that we want to use and incorporate in the restaurant as well as on the market bar. I work directly with some of the growers as well and some of the farmers.
And Vanguard restaurants are far from the only places around the community where you'll find this farm fresh food.
Every time you buy one of their products, you're supporting that local business and you're supporting the local farm that supports the business. So your money is actually multiplying its effect in our community.
People like to buy from people, so this really gives that experience, for the people who buy. It's just a great thing.
My name is Tim Meager, owner of Vanguard Hospitality in Sioux Falls. We have Grille 26, Minervas downtown, and Morrie Steakhouse.
The restaurant industry is a unique industry to be in, and I think that with Vanguard, we're family driven, we're family owned, and so it makes sense to bring family farms into the way we do business.
I'm an urban city boy, and so I don't have any background with farms. So this has been an incredible learning curve and learning experience that our producers have helped me understand what it is that their world is so that we can better connect and know what the obstacles are to do business together on a regular basis.
When I was born, both of my parents' farms were 12 miles apart, and my grandparents both still lived on them. So we were out at the farms all the time. We would go to one weekend, one the next weekend, and all holidays would be on the family farms. You just kind of understand the hours, the love that they put into it. Farmers can't just pick up and leave. It has to be a thought out process, and you just know that they're giving everything to what they're doing.
We are a diversified operation. We're still family owned. My dad and his brother ran it for several years. And then my two cousins that I grew up with, now we've taken over from them. and continue to operate it. So there's a lot of generations that have gone through the place now at this point, but I think what's interesting is we still kind of blend all those generations of experience and how do you kind of carve that living out of the prairie through farming and ranching.
It kind of landed us in the same place centrally, which was, let's start something together that can grow and be bigger than us. At the same time, we feel as a company that we're giving our guests the highest quality beef that we can.
It feeds your soul, right? Because everything is done with such care and with such love, not just on the ranching part with my family and our other producers, but all the way through. So raising the animal, harvesting the animal, once it comes back to our processing facility here, everything is done with such care, and there's real people doing it, and they understand that this is all bigger than us.
From the short amount of time that I have been able to work with them, they're always wanting to find the quality product to serve to their guests at their restaurants. They're really open to different ideas of different things that we are able to process and everything with that Berkshire hog that we are offering here.
When we sit down at one of their establishments, it's really exciting to see how what we do work really hard on the farm, and we can see what they do in the back of the kitchens, and they work really hard, and how it comes together when you work together for the same goal. And you can really taste it in their dishes.
You know, you see it on the menu, and you finally see that hard work of like making these connections and bringing it together, that it is so important to support one another versus just getting it off the truck.
These relationships have become, personal because we know about each other's families, and when we go out and visit the farms, it's deeper than now the community piece.
And it was really like a switch flipped in our kids. Just getting to meet you guys and see the restaurant, sort of get the behind the scenes tour, and literally unloading beef, out of the pickup into the back door of the restaurant. And it was like, you could see it in our kids, was like, oh, this is why we did all that work.
So we've tried to connect them with the Prairie Family Business Association through just introduction and showcasing their product and showing what the Prairie Family Business can do as a support system, because they do a really good job bringing everybody together that are family-owned businesses, and the networking piece that comes with that, and then the actual support and resources to run your business. We're excited about the upcoming Taste of Family business. It's kind of like a rock star event, and what's fun about that is everybody comes together, there's lots of energy around it, and you get introduced to people that you would never be introduced to, and you get to build a personal relationship with them, hear each other's stories, and that also becomes a deeper part of your system of support too.
At the Taste event last year, when we presented and we introduced the Hadrick Farms, the room was just excited. The room was excited to see all these families come together and tell their story. I feel like all the families love to hear what every family has to say and how it started, because they're all so different.
Hopefully, every time somebody gets to enjoy a bite of what we've raised, they say, yeah, I can taste the generations, I can taste the effort, and appreciate it for that.
Vanguard is happy to announce our partnership with Wild Idea Buffalo.
Wild Idea's mission is to regenerate the prairie grasslands by improving our environment and our food supply by bringing back the buffalo. So we provide 100% grass-fed, grass-finished, and field-harvested buffalo meats to all 50 states.
Wild Idea provides us with a myriad of different cuts that we use on our menu, mostly primals, as well as some roasts and shanks.
So really excited about our partnership with Vanguard. I think our relationship is really special because They understand the importance of making the connection and the relationship to farmers and producers, and making sure consumers know what they're putting in their mouth, what they're spending their money on. And I think that's something that we've lost as a culture and a society. We've had that disconnect for quite some time, and people are really hungry to build back those relationships.
We wanted this product specifically to drive the forefront of our movement towards regenerative agriculture, regenerative ranching, replenishing the earth. It's the purest form of agriculture, or raising animals, that I can get in front of and support.
It feeds your soul, right? Because everything is done with such care and with such love, not just on the ranching part with my family and our other producers, but all the way through. So raising the animal, harvesting the animal, once it comes back to our processing facility here, everything is done with such care, and there's real people doing it, and they understand that this is all bigger than us.
It doesn't get any more pure in the process and natural. So for us, it's the pinnacle of the example of what we're trying to support and what we're continually moving to in our decision making. Vanguard Hospitality is happy to announce our partnership with L3 Company.
What we're doing out here on our farm is pasture raising pork that we also rotationally graze at certain times of the year. Here we raise Berkshire hogs. They're known for their exceptional meat quality and their marbling.
The Berkshire pig that we get from Lindy is pretty fantastic. The meat quality is a little bit of fat. It has some red tinges to it. It melts in your mouth. It's just delicious, and it's far superior than something you would buy from the store. Not that the store stuff isn't good, but we get to come out and talk with Jamie and her family, and we get to see all the Berkshires out here, and it's wonderful.
We enjoy doing business with L3 Co. First and foremost, based on their philosophy of taking care of the animals, the grazing that they allow them to enjoy throughout the day, and they're happy, healthy animals. We're getting really high quality pork, as well as they're being raised in a very high quality environment.
Hey.
At the L3 Co, we focus on making sure that our animals have the maximum amount of space required so that they have the best environment possible, and not focusing on the minimum amount of space required. And we recognize that a lot of times that doesn't meet some of the efficiency requirements for some of the traditional animal production, but it also sets us apart and produces a product quality that we feel is a little bit higher than average. A lot of the things that we've put together in order to support our pasture production system, including our watering system that's delivering clean, fresh water, even at temperatures of 20 to 30 degrees below zero. It helps us to support this production system year-round.
Very excited to work with Vanguard. From the short amount of time that I have been able to work with them, they're always wanting to find the quality product to serve to their guests at their restaurants. They're really open to different ideas of different things that we are able to process and everything with that Berkshire hog that we are offering here.
I'm Tim Meager with Vanguard Hospitality, and we're here to announce our partnership with Spec Farm. Spec Farm provides us with grass-fed beef that we use consistently at Morrie Steakhouse, and we also use from time to time at Grille 26.
We raise belted Galloway cattle for the grass-fed, grass-finished beef. They're different than a commercial breed of cattle. They're smaller, and they get fat on grass more easily, so we end up with a really tasty piece of beef in the end, whereas I think if you take a breed that's typically in a feedlot eating a lot of corn, you try to put them on grass, you're not going to get that same quality and the same flavor. So we're really proud of the beef that we raise and the product that we're able to make out of it.
It's extremely rich, and the fat on it is incredible. And it's just different than your typical Angus that everybody's used to. It's grass raised and finished, and it has a very unique flavor profile for that, and I really appreciate it.
We just love rotationally grazing them on this land that my husband's family has been on for 5 generations. It's really meaningful for us to actively engage with the prairie like that. You know, bison used to range all across this land, and the native people would eat that meat, and we don't have bison, but you know, these beef are doing the same things. They're eating the same plants, and they're turning it into a nutritious food for the people in this area. So it's really meaningful for us to be able to do that.
I enjoy the specific kind of farming because it's really connected to the land. I get to actually put my boots on the ground. I get to work with the animals. Getting to observe how the system works is really a rewarding experience for me. And we've been seeing some returns, not only in a good quality product, but in the level of input we've had to make.
People are becoming more and more aware that like keeping things local has a lot of benefits. You know, like I said, there's challenges to overcome, but then when you have it local, you're supporting your local producers, you're supporting your local economy, and you've got some stability that comes with that.
Vanguard Hospitality is happy to announce our new partnership with Sonia Gloria Pottery. Sonia is working right now mainly on plates for us for different dishes. And we start out by basically describing what the item is going to be, the vision and purpose behind it is, and how we connect to the ingredients that we're putting together. And then we leave that space on the creative side for her to interpret what it is that we're going for.
I try to be a little non-traditional because that's more authentic to me. I grew up with a lot of traditional pottery, and I like whimsical, I like color, but I also really have a place in my heart for functional craft, like high quality functional craft. This is the design that was originally chosen to be for the 100-layer lasagna. In the creative process, I chose kind of neutral backgrounds. Tim showed me a picture of the lasagna, and so there's, you know, red sauce, white cream. I really wanted it to pop. I didn't want it to be too plain, but you don't want to take away from the food either. So I have all this here is hand carved. So after it's thrown, after it's trimmed, I carve all this by hand.
Choosing her was easy because she's good at what she does. Her passion and skill level that goes into that. And so for us, it was an opportunity to express ourselves more in what it is that we're doing, to have everything from the table up touched by hand, and connect to somebody in the community who's building their business, which adds to that resiliency piece. When we're all interdependent and rely on each other and focus on building our relationships, we can create something great. And it's another level of that.
I love it. It's really a dream come true. I love really good food. I love farm-to-table movement, things like that. And so to have my pottery in a business being used every day by people is just perfect.
Here at Vanguard Hospitality, we're proud to announce our partnership with Stensland Family Farms.
We're actually a multi-generational family farm, been out here for 7 generations, and we actually have 4 generations out here on the farm now today.
We focus really heavily on vertically integrating the business. What that means basically is raising the crops and taking those crops, running it through the cows, and then we'll take that milk that these cows produce and we'll run it through the processing plant, and we'll go ahead and make different products between cheese, ice cream, fluid milk, and then we work with local partners, grocery stores, retail, and also a lot of restaurants, and Vanguard and a few others that really trying to focus on local products.
They started eating in our restaurants about 2017, 2018, and we built a relationship from them being in the restaurants, and then we started exploring what we could do with their products. So we started getting in milk, we started getting in cream and half, cheese and cheese curds. And then we eventually worked into getting a custom flavor maple nut for Morrie's that was in honor of Florence and Maurice. My favorite thing about this relationship is I can call Paige up any day of the week and say, what are you working on? What's new? what can we try in the restaurant.
When we sit down at one of their establishments, it's really exciting to see how what we do work really hard on the farm, and we can see what they do in the back of the kitchens, and they work really hard, and how it comes together when you work together for the same goal. And you can really taste it in their dishes. Stensland Family Farms is just located in Iowa, and surprisingly, most people don't realize, but where we're at, it's like 10 miles from Sioux Falls, literally.
And the fact it's 10 miles from our restaurant, and it supports creating resiliency in our community by joining hands and working towards a stronger community effort together with great people. It makes coming to work more meaningful each day to have people like this that we talk to and collaborate with.
The beauty of that local relationship is we're just strengthening our community and making sure that we don't have to rely on anybody else.
The future for us as a family has been to be able to come up with some unique products, being able to partnership with local partners, and being able to partnership with Vanguard partners will give us the ability to secure our future.
Vanguard is happy to announce our partnership with Wild Idea Buffalo.
Wild Idea's mission is to regenerate the prairie grasslands by improving our environment and our food supply by bringing back the buffalo. So we provide 100% grass-fed, grass-finished, and field-harvested buffalo meats to all 50 states.
Wild Idea provides us with a myriad of different cuts that we use on our menu, mostly primals, as well as some roasts and shanks.
So really excited about our partnership with Vanguard. I think our relationship is really special because they understand the importance of making the connection and the relationship to farmers and producers, and making sure consumers know what they're putting in their mouth, what they're spending their money on. And I think that's something that we've lost as a culture and as a society. We've had that disconnect for quite some time, and people are really hungry to build back those relationships.
We wanted this product specifically to drive the forefront of our movement towards regenerative agriculture, regenerative ranching, replenishing the earth. It's the purest form of agriculture, or raising animals, that I can get in front of and support.
It feeds your soul, right? Because everything is done with such care and with such love, not just on the ranching part with my family and our other producers, but all the way through. So raising the animal, harvesting the animal, once it comes back to our processing facility here, everything is done with such care, and there's real people doing it, and they understand that this is all bigger than us.
It doesn't get any more pure in the process and natural. So for us, it's the pinnacle of the example of what we're trying to support and what we're continually moving to in our decision making. Vanguard Hospitality is proud to announce our partnership with Kafia Roastery. I think what stands out about Kafia is they've always placed themselves in the market as quality and a sourcing with like real knowledge of the product. And that's what attracted us to approaching a partnership with them.
We've been open for about 13 years now, and over the course of time we've been able to establish some relationships with farms and communities that we've been able to work with again and again, year after year. So we source from a wide variety of countries. The ones that we've been able to work closely with up to this point would be in Guatemala, Colombia, Brazil, and then we also buy coffee from Africa. So there's a wide variety of origins that we work with, but we've really had a lot of fun and success solidifying our relationships in Central and South America.
Our partnership with Vanguard is a really special one for me, because I get to see our coffees that we've worked really hard at sourcing and roasting and bringing to the final level to be served really well. And to know that I can have the confidence that when they go to Vanguard, the customer is going to have a great opportunity to enjoy that coffee how we intended it and how the producer intended it to be enjoyed. Also, to have a dynamic menu where someone is taking that care for each quality aspect of that menu, it's really fun for us to be a part of that. So that coffee, which is frequently an afterthought, is something that is brought to the forefront. It's highlighted. There's the proper light that should be shed on it.
The hard part with coffee is a lot of people will, in general, will approach coffee with it's almost mechanical, or it's serving a purpose of waking me up in the morning or whatever. We look at it in the same way we do with nuanced flavors, nuanced textures when we're composing our menus, and their coffee brings depth of flavor, a very rich texture.
So partnering with Vanguard is so cool because they actually care and they just go the distance with what they're pursuing. And so in something like this, it's energizing for us to have Tim, Ken, Josh, the rest of the team come in and be excited about what we're doing. That gives us the energy to just pursue these things even harder because we know that we have local partnerships that are right there alongside us.
Vanguard is happy to announce its partnership with Fruit of the Coop.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Peterson and my business is Fruit of the Coop. We're on a small acreage, about 7 acres, between Eastside Sioux Falls and Brandon, South Dakota, and we raise laying hens and a variety of chickens here, but mostly layers, and we sell eggs to restaurants and retail in the Sioux Falls area.
So the first thing you notice when you use one of Stephanie's eggs is what it brings for texture and flavor. It's unmatchable, truly.
So here we don't use any chemicals of any kind on our property. We use all organic and non-GMO feed for the birds, and it's all been raised locally.
Knowing that she's incredibly transparent in how she raises her chickens, takes care of the land. There's a flip side to doing business with Stephanie, which is the education that comes with that. When we're making decisions on partnering with producers, we're choosing producers who are also taking care of the land, raising the healthiest animals or produce that is possible. And through that, we're also learning.
What I like most about it is they really get the whole mission and the whole idea of what it means to support community and to grow community. It's really important to know that you can build this relationship with a restaurant or with a retail and know that they're going to continue to buy from you.
Vanguard is happy to announce that we have a new partnership that we've developed over the last few months with Cherry Rock Farms. They're going to be growing a lot of the vegetables that we carry in our company.
We grow just about everything you can imagine as far as produce that's possible in South Dakota. Lots of tomatoes, watermelon, sweet corn, cucumbers. This is a family farm. I'm 4th generation, and so it's kind of, I guess you would say, in my blood. We're farming about 40 acres, but we're small enough still that the produce that we produce, I think, is a premium product. Flavor-wise, our tomatoes may not be as pretty as something that you would find in a grocery store, but they certainly are going to taste way better, and they're going to taste, you know, just like a home garden tomato. We're real excited to work with Vanguard. It's nice to partner with somebody that's excited about being able to provide their customers with that same high-quality, flavorful produce. They understand the specialness of being able to provide those high-quality products to their customer, and that flavor will transfer through their products as well.
Our values and how we view business, family, taking care of our product, all of that aligns because they already have a very high standard in how they take care of the land and how they grow their vegetables.
We're transitioning the farm to more of a regenerative style agriculture. We're doing things like grazing animals, grazing chickens, laying hens and those types of things, trying to transition ourselves into be more of a self-sustaining regenerative model of agriculture, and I know that's important to them. It's important to everybody these days to have that sustainability. It's nice to be able to partner with people that are passionate about that as well.
We're looking at more on a community level is, how do we unite and support resiliency and protect our water, protect the land, and protect our community. And you do that by becoming interdependent, and at the end of the day, in the most simplest form, with their practices that they have on this farm, in taking care of the land, you have a higher nutrient dense food that we're bringing to the table in the most simplest form. And it's nice to just know that. Vanguard is proud to announce our partnership with Tilford Rye Farm. They provide us vegetables and the majority of our produce.
My name is Jeremy Nelson. I own and operate Tilford Rye Farm near Garrettson, South Dakota. We are a vegetable business specializing in wholesale and direct-to-consumer. We are a regenerative farm, so that means we follow certain organic principles, things like keeping the soil covered, minimizing tillage, a large diversity of crops and rotations, lots of cover cropping to replenish the soil.
Our partnership with Jeremy at Tilford Rye is really important because what he is doing with protecting the soil and his practices of regenerative agriculture, this allows us to provide vegetables and produce that have a higher nutrient density and in turn are healthier for the people who dine at our restaurants.
First and foremost, I love growing plants. I also like the idea of coming to a place, doing what I can to leave it better than I found it.
If you were to taste this food side by side with a like product that you would purchase from that's coming from another area, you would notice right away. General things would be textural differences, more intensity on the flavors or express flavors, and even a longer shelf life for the items that we get. I think having a key partnership like this stems from how you view the value of what you want to bring to your guests and the community. The investment that it takes in time and energy to bring something that's superior to the table, literally. It's incredibly key when you're talking about value, flavor, consistency, and then community. That always runs through that.
There are a lot of people growing vegetables and growing them organically, but we're doing that plus everything we can to improve the soil health. I think it's absolutely essential to integrate local farms into the local food economy as much as possible and provide partnerships and cooperatives to get that food into the hands of local business people, local consumers. It's a vital part of that.